Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, I actually have some pretty crazy news when it comes down to the very end of the huge, almost 2-year saga with Microsoft and Xbox when it comes to one of the biggest gaming acquisitions we've ever seen so far. There's also some little quick other various news and a really cool big announcement too as well coming out for the next few weeks. So if you guys will stay tuned, relax, and enjoy, and as well make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We do keep on reminding you guys we actually do have a few more days left on the Meta Quest 3 pre-orders. Those are all linked down below for the Best Buy pre-orders. If you guys want to check out the comment section and description for the HAL link as well, so check that on out. And of course, we have the Twitter, Twitch stream. Subscribe if you guys are new, and let's go dive into the video itself. So I'm sure you guys have heard this throughout many times, or many videos, or tweets, or Reddit posts, or messages, or news articles, or just from your buddies, friends, whatever. And with Call of Duty actually coming out right this second, it's a very relevant time. First and foremost, if you guys miss it, I'm actually be downloading up the brand new Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, which is technically Modern Warfare 2, remastered, remade, whatever. Hey, I'm sure you guys know. And if you guys ever actually would want to go and see some video content like that, like just like general commentary, talking videos, whatever, I kind of want to do some of those just to kind of mix in some new content. And honestly, a lot of you guys actually don't necessarily maybe know that much about me personally, so I might go do that once you guys swim about the Twitch stream. But either way, with the brand new Call of Duty beta coming out, the talk has been a little bit more of the town, where Microsoft is actually almost done, hopefully, with the huge, giant Activision Blizzard acquisition deal as of this upcoming next week. Microsoft is getting ready to close the Activision Blizzard deal with the decision from the UK regulator expected immediately. So I'm excited. Like, first and foremost, there is a lot of news coverage that came out from this court case when it comes to PlayStation, when it comes to deals, when it comes to lock-in deals, when it comes to like revenue, numbers, everything. Like, we saw so much stuff, future plans, Xbox Series X, 2, PlayStation 5 Pro, PlayStation 6, the next Switch, everything. Like, we saw a lot of good stuff coming out with this stuff. But either way, this almost seems like the deal and saga might almost be done. Microsoft is planning to finalize its $68.7 billion proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard next week. A source familiar with Microsoft's plans told The Verge that the company is eyeing up Friday, October 13th, as the closing date when it announces that to the world that the 20-month process to buy Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard is now over. Now, like I said, it's been a very long process, and it's been a very expensive process probably on both sides. Now, it still is not 100% determined on how it's going to be, but it does kind of seem like pretty much everything else is cool with it and okay with them to go through with the deal. So that date will still be dependent on the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, though, and a regulator that blocked Microsoft's deal earlier this year. Microsoft recently restructured the deal to transfer cloud gaming rights for current and new Activision Blizzard games to Ubisoft, and the Xbox maker secured preliminary approval from the CMA late last month. So if you guys also missed that detail, basically Ubisoft, which is still a pretty big company, and as well, we also did have the brand new Assassin's Creed as well, like the brand new Assassin's Creed Mirage 2, and obviously all the other various games in the works. But they also want to go and expand into other various things, such as cloud hosting, cloud gaming, and of course as well, that would also kind of open up the markets a little bit more, which in theory should also be really good for Ubisoft. If you have things such as Call of Duty, Overwatch, Diablos, World of Warcraft. We don't know exactly what's going to be on the streaming services, even things like Guitar Hero, etc. We don't necessarily fully know exactly what, where, when, or how, but one of the bigger things out for that is that, well, guess what? Like, that just means that there's more competition. That means there's better things for Uplay Plus, and a lot of folks actually kind of do keep on utilizing it, like I myself will when there's brand new Ubisoft games. I don't mind doing the $10 for the subscription plan, and they also have that tied into for Activision. We're cool with that. We're going to have to wait for a lot more details, though, on how Ubisoft's going to do that, whether it's for console gamers or whether it's for, like, anything else. But that is a really big deal that I don't think as many people have been talking about. That should be like a multi-billion-dollar profit margin over time. And, of course, as well, if you're spending, like, $69 billion and you're like, hey, we'll give you a 5-10 year deal so we can make sure this deal gets through, and also kind of keep like buddy with you guys, like maybe get some of your games on Game Pass, give us some good deals over time. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. Like, it makes a lot of sense at the end of the day for the gaming world. Now, the CMA has a deadline that expires today on gathering opinions over whether it should grant consent to Microsoft to proceed with the merger. A final decision from the CMA is expected next week, and barring any surprise last-minute changes, should allow Microsoft to close the deal. So right now, it does kind of seem like almost everyone is eyeing towards it's going to be finalized, it's going to be done, and Activision will be bought out by Xbox. Now, I'm a little bit afraid, though, in terms of the future of gaming. I think Xbox so far is like not the best, not the worst. It really is in the middle. So I have to go and see how they want to do it. And we were even hearing some rumors that Call of Duty may not even be on Game Pass, might just be like a normal sales game. We're hearing some details as well that no one knows. Like, no one knows what Ubisoft wants to go and do or what they're even legally allowed to do. And there was also a lot of other stipulations when it comes to Xbox, so they had to allow the streaming rights to other companies as well. They basically have to make it open for most places. There's even like PlayStation Plus talk, where in theory having like the PlayStation Plus Essential would maybe allow even early access to streamability of games like Call of Duty, if for whatever reason, like they cannot have that for Game Pass for monopoly laws. Like, a lot of these deals have kind of changed these past few months as they're trying to fine tune the details, which is why Ubisoft even has the streaming rights. So it's intriguing to go and see, because I don't think you're only allowed to have it on Game Pass and only allowed to have it for Xbox Cloud like streaming. I think that's a big thing to go and note. But they have been allowed that and changed up a little bit more. So Microsoft and Activision extended their deal deadline to October 18th recently, but if Microsoft is able to close its deal next week, it'll be able to close a 20-month process of regulatory approvals and battles across Europe and the United States a little earlier than expected. Earlier this year, the CMA blocked the deal in the UK over cloud concerns just weeks before the EU approved the deal, with important cloud concessions from Microsoft. The regulatory battles in Europe came months after the FTC initially sued to block the Activision Blizzard acquisition in the US last year. The FTC then failed to secure a preliminary injunction to block Microsoft from finalizing its Activision Blizzard acquisition, part of a grueling 5 days of evidence and testimony as well from July. So basically, like, some of these core places were still kind of against it. We are still waiting for the CMA to approve, but it does seem like on everything else, with the other countries mostly approving, with the CMA mostly improving, it does kind of seem like most of the stuff seems like okay at the end of the day. Like, seems like people are happy with this. People want to go have this actually happen, all that type of stuff. So the FTC is still appealing the outcome of the hearing with the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and a decision is due in early December. The FTC is also planning to resume its own administrative case against Microsoft's proposed Activision Blizzard acquisition. The administrative case will commence 21 days after the Ninth Circuit rules on the FTC's appeal, with a hearing held virtually. The FTC could attempt to undo Microsoft's deal as well, so it closes on time, but it would face an unprecedented uphill battle. So kind of basically right now, it seems like Xbox is about like 5% in limbo, 95% of it going through, because as you guys could even read, there is a chance for it to still be blocked, other countries to disapprove or change their minds, etc., and also the CMA still not fully approving it. It's now still up in the air. Although with a lot of these preliminary decisions saying it seems like it's fine, seems like it's going to go through, and I'm sure if most other countries are cool with it, then at the end of the day, most other remaining countries that might have issues are most likely going to like let it slide, let it run, and kind of see what happens. So I think it's a little bit intriguing thing to see, because Xbox has been doing this for a very long time. This acquisition's been going a lot longer than most people expected, but if it does go through, I'll be very curious to see what changes in the gaming world and in the gaming universe. Now, in my mind, I don't think that there is hopefully going to be too many changes, or at least instantaneous changes. And as well, as a Game Pass user or someone who doesn't mind Game Pass, I do kind of hope that Game Pass will be a little bit of a nicer kind of deal. Like, I don't mind getting Call of Duty on Game Pass, and I keep on always questioning what's going to happen with World of Warcraft. Now, World of Warcraft, hopefully if that end up on Game Pass, would be sick. Now, will it? Probably not, because they already have like recurring subscriptions, already making more money off of just their own individual singular product. Like, why go and drop down the cost of $10 when they're already getting $15? I mean, unless you make like a World of Warcraft or Activision bundle, where it's like a $15 a month, and they maybe get Game Pass stuff too as well, to maybe maintain them or incentivize them to keep it for a lot longer. I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see, because like the whole world's gonna probably change a little bit in the gaming universe if this deal does end up going through. So last little bit of quick news over here. If you guys are curious, the Game of the Year awards will now be confirmed and will be held on December 7th. Now, I'm a little bit excited for this one, although I kind of feel like that has been that long since we've seen Jeff Keighley, but I myself always love having a chance to co-stream these and watch these and hang out with everyone. I think it's usually a pretty good vibe. So obviously, if you guys want to, we'll probably cover up the news in a few weeks. If you guys are subscribed here, or if you guys want to follow on Twitch, we'll probably co-stream it. But yeah, all around good news. I'll be very curious on my initial take. I do think Baldur's Gate 3 would probably be my final call. Like, some people might say Tears of the Kingdom, some people might play other games, I'm not sure. But I kind of feel like in my mind, Baldur's Gate 3 is probably my game of the year. So if you guys want to leave your thoughts and comments down below on that one, feel free to. We'll love to go and hear it. And last but not least, too, we had some funny kind of Sonic stories over here, where this game has still been one of the weirder Sonic games I've ever seen. And apparently the brand new DLC is like one of the hardest things ever, where the brand new DLC was released and some folks are getting frustrated. And it's crazy because I just cannot believe on how many people have actually picked up this game. Like, it's insane. Like, if you guys liked it, let me know, but like, it's probably one of the weirder and stranger games I think I've ever picked up in my entire life, and a lot of folks are kind of almost enjoying it for like its Dark Souls type style. Like, even the aesthetic is kind of cool though. Like, I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of wish it was a little bit better received, because I'd love to see more Sonic news in the future. So give me your thoughts and comments. Definitely go check out the Best Buy MetaQuest 3 pre-order. Link down below, a bunch of cool benefits for it if you guys want to, with the Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you guys want to follow, and of course subscribe if you guys are new, and I appreciate y'all so much for watching here in the first place.